Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another marvelous episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, especially on today, Tuesday, he asks for a chief burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. Three continents down, three more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, we have a special guest tonight who is with us, and a man who has actually made history in one of our favorite schools. We like to check out the Nightmare Factory. That's right. He is the first ever Colombian American wrestler to be.
Hey, how's it going? Name's Kiza, and like our host, yeah, first Colombian American born wrestler, and hoping to just make a splash and just get my name out there.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, I'm all for it, man. So, man, how was your day today, man? Anything crazy happened to you today, man? Anything, crazy, wild, just a normal day?
For today, nah. It's just been hot. It's just been a very painful summer with a lot of
I
heat.
guess I'm,
Oh, yeah, you froze
I
up, man.
guess I'm
You're
back.
good.
Yeah, I figured. So, yeah, it's not about us. You see, we have a special guest tonight, a man who has actually made history. He is the first ever Colombian American wrestler trained at the Nightmare Factory. As a matter of fact, he is a graduate of the Nightmare Factory Camp 5. That's right. We throwing up 5 like we're Booker T fans. And he actually took part in the following student showcase in a tag team match with one of our other alumni guests, who is currently one half of the DIKS. It's not what you people mean for those of my Attitude Era aficionados. It actually stands for dudes in kimonos, and they actually got a win over their opponents, Lesnar Guerrero and Pistol Ray Rosas. Everybody, welcome to the show. A man who loves martial arts, music, arts. Kiza, how you doing tonight, sir?
I've been doing
Woo!
great. I've been doing great. Just trying to stay out of the heat and just get back into it. Been a bit and just trying to go over to wrestling and just keep at it. And start kicking ass, taking names, and get some gold.
That's awesome, man. You're actually doing a lot of, yeah, you're actually doing pretty well. Actually, you actually started off pretty well because, you actually went to the Nightmare Factory, you did your thing, you graduated, you got the nod from, Cody Glacier and, Coach Ian and the rest of your other coaches, that you're pretty much good to go with the business, and you've been pretty much, successful getting a win at the following student showcase and whatnot. We're going to talk about that real soon, but you're definitely, on the right track and whatnot. But, before we actually get into all that, I normally ask, our guests, how did it start for you? What was the wrestling match or pay-per-view that made you become a fan of pro wrestling?
I don't think I can tell you which match. I can tell you which first wrestler. Actually, wrestlers got me really intrigued. And straight up, it's the Hardys. It was the Hardys. Right
Oh,
towards the end
okay.
of right towards the end of the Attitude. Just watching them, I'm not a big guy like others. I stand at 5'8", 200 pounds. So I know they were like 6 foot, but like under 200. So I was like, you know what, they're badass and they're taking risks.
Awesome. Yeah, the Hardys, they're definitely a one of a kind tag team. They're still going to this day. And, nobody knows when they're going to retire. Some people say it's going to be soon, very soon, maybe this year. Some people say probably next year. But regardless of when, they're definitely going to go down as one of the best tag teams in pro wrestling history. And their matches and also their tag team reigns. The fact that they've collected belts all over wherever they've gone, whether it was WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, they've been successful. They've always been that team that you can't take lightly, and you always got to watch out for.
Yeah, that's right.
So did you ever?
Keep
I'm
going.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna ask you. So did you, growing up, did you ever get to meet them in person, or is that still yet to happen?
That's still yet to happen. I kind of grew up just a single parent home, so the best I got was just being able to watch them on TV. Undertaker. I remember watching the first episode of SmackDown, so I was a big SmackDown person. So Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Batista, whoever was on SmackDown, I rooted for them all the time.
Okay, awesome. You actually started watching at a great time when you had Eddie Guerrero and Batista and all of them, because that was a very memorable time. And I always say, if I had to choose which era I like better, for some reason, I'm probably gonna be called all sorts of names, but I personally like the ruthless aggression era better, because it had a mix of everything. It had a mix of the raunchiness, it had a mix of the storytelling, and at the same time, it also had the more athleticism in it as well too. So, if you started watching during like the ruthless, or if you were watching even during the ruthless aggression era, you were definitely watching at a great time.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's just start with Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar, and then kind of a class around them afterwards. Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, they're all athletic, good storytelling. So yeah, good times.
Yeah. So now that you're a fan and you're watching wrestling, and you're cheering for your favorites and whatnot, how did your journey go from Kiza wrestling fan to now Kiza pro wrestler, graduate of the Nightmare Factory, and whatnot? How'd that journey go for you?
Um, I I wanted to, but like I never could find like a place that was nearby, nor did I have the funds. So I kind of was like, you know what? Just kind of kept looking online, kept actually trying to hit up Ring of Honor because they were in Baltimore and they had their dojo, and I was like, okay, well, they're closer because I'm based out of DMV, and lately I hear that they close their dojos. So I was like, well, shit, let's go to AEW, and just I emailed and I kept talking, not realizing that I was actually emailing the whole time with QT. So I'm happy some people apparently were rude. I was like, no, just, be patient, just talk with them. And then, yeah, they're like, hey, we got this camp coming up, come on down. I was like, all right, that's it, going in, let's go. And it ended up working out well, being Camp 5 and with all those guys, Cody, Guillermo, Satnam, Tony Vincita, and all the others. So yeah, great group of people.
Yeah, that was I actually enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed that student showcase as well. I actually enjoy them all. I actually enjoy them. I haven't seen like the other 5. I know Showcase 10 just came out, but ever since we actually interviewed Diamond Sheik, when he told us he was becoming a pro wrestler, and he actually showed us a whole picture of him in the class, I was like, we were like, it's great that congratulations to Diamond Sheik on becoming a pro wrestler. By the way, shout out to Diamond Sheik, one of our good friends out there.
Man's a bomb.
But when we saw that, we were like, it wouldn't seem right if we only interviewed one and not the whole class. So that's where we are today. Like every class we see from Nightmare Factory, we try to get pretty much everybody from that class, ASAP. Try to get them a chance to tell their story and whatnot, and because you never know where somebody's gonna be. you never truly know. And we've seen it ourselves with people like TSF, who have gone on to do great things, and even the Renegade Twins and so on, and the business as well, who have actually made several appearances on NWA. So that's why we do this.
Yeah, nah, business. And Renegade Twins, you mentioned them. You know, kind of talk with them a bit, chatted their ear off just to kind of get more ideas. Love both the tag teams; they're awesome, fun, but definitely don't get on their bad side. You've seen enough matches of them, like they can play dirty. So
Yeah, I've seen the Renegade Twins actually lift Rob Bass up here. Like, I'm like, geez, yeah. Best of luck to you with that, man. I am happy just watching over here in good old New York as well. But yeah. So tell us, man, like, now that you graduated and you got the pat on the back to go ahead from your coaches to go out and take bookings as a pro wrestler. You got the Student Showcase 5 coming up. What was it like teaming with um KJ and Paula? Because in my opinion, you guys had a pretty good dynamic. I mean, granted, now he has. I guess you can call him a stable because it's him and Frankie Filto, and I think I forgot who the third guy is. J.R. Miller. That's the third guy, J.R. Miller. But what was it like teaming with KJ, going up against Lesnar Guerrero and Guillermo Rosas? Is it Guillermo or Ray Rosas? Is Guillermo, right?
Guillermo, yeah. It was fun. KJ had actually just was cleared to wrestle. He had actually messed up his ankle real bad. So for that, I knew, I was just kind of like, all right, I'll be taking probably the brunt of everything. That's fine. I've done martial arts for years. I've taken hits, So I was like, all right, let's do this. It was great. We were able to really bond and just kind of go over like things that we knew we could do. Very concise. We had a couple game plans going in for the match, but kind of like the day before, we kind of scrapped a couple things. But tagging him was great. Yeah, he's a fun tag partner, and nah, dude is strong. Dude is faster than you think, and he can hit hard.
Looks like I'm frozen.
Oh no, you're good, man. You're not frozen. Oh, maybe he just did freeze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good, man.
It happens. It happens, man. It happened to you, not happens to me. So it is what it is. But yeah, I honestly speaking though, I think y'all made a pretty good tag team, and y'all did pretty well, and y'all even you're pretty much good enough to get the win as well too. So y'all definitely did some great work there. So speaking of I mean obviously now KJ's with
Oh, you're good, man. You're
am I
not
frozen
frozen.
again?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, my bad. So so obviously KJ's with the dudes in kimonos. Um, I know that your goal is eventually you want to get as many championships as you can. But if you have to go after some tag team championships, right? I mean, I no offense, KJ is now he has his own tag team. Who would be your tag team partner of choice to go after some tag team titles in the pro wrestling industry?
If for whatever reason, there's some animosity toward with KJ and his crew, hoping not. I would love to team with him again or restart the Shine because we had fun with it. But also with Ryan, he was in the camp with us. We're both actually from DMV area. Would be great to tag with him, Dodson, and from there, trying to think who else. Zach Good. Um, he was in the class with us. I would probably team with him. Liam Cross and
Okay.
when Matt Honey. Matt Honey, we actually had a pretty good bond, and probably team with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Matt
and
Honey of
Yeah, from Minnesota. Yeah,
No,
he's awesome dude, and yeah, any belts and just kind of go after them all. I like working in a tag team. Kind of have someone in the corner. Kind of shoot ideas with and be creative. I enjoyed always watching the tag teams. I think it's kind of
mm,
nice that they're getting a rejuvenation again in some territories. It kind of,
okay.
they didn't get all the love, and I think it's a shame considering that sometimes they're the ones that put on probably the best production for the whole night.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, man, since you're in the DMV area, my co-host next to me, Rob Bass, he actually referees for a promotion called 1CW. And and Sean Hardy and Sean Cross are probably gonna be like, Remy, what the hell are you doing? But whenever you're ready to get a tag team, match popping, or if you just want to show up, 1CW is actually in your area, man. They're doing big things right now. I mean, they're all over Maryland and Delaware and Virginia. So if you want
Yeah,
to take a
I'm
spin
in.
over there,
Definitely let me know.
you
I'm
know,
in. Get to talk and see who to click with and do a show. And I know I'd also try to do probably some single matches, but I enjoy doing more of the tag team matches. They're fun.
yeah. So I gotta say, man, you're South American like me, man. You're from Colombia. I'm actually from the land of many waters, Guyana, represented right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. That's my flag right there, you know. And I gotta say, man, there's not a lot of South Americans in the business, at least from on this side of the world. I mean, I could probably count on one hand. We've actually had Catalina Garcia, who was from Chile, and I think she was the only South America we probably had. But there have been people like I don't know I forgot what her WB name is, but I know her as Rita Reis. She's in NXT, and with she teams with Yulisa Leon, and we've had actually a fellow Guyanese, Willow Nightingale, who's actually in AEW, and also Ezekiel Jackson, who recently retired, but he's Guyanese too, same country as I am. And what is it like when to know that you've pretty much opened the door for anybody else? Because I don't think there's ever been another South American that actually trained there. I could be wrong, but I think you're
Um,
the only South American I know that actually.
so actually in the camp, there was Pedro Pablo, and he's from Chile, and he's been doing it for years.
Oh,
Which you could probably.
my
It's
bad.
okay. It's okay. Hey, just don't let him know about this episode. He'll probably, chew you out at the best he can in English. But that man is balls to the wall, hardcore. Love him. Got to know him like day one. I thought, I was like coming in. I was like, all right, I might be the person who, came furthest. Then, Chun and Rosas are, like, oh, we're from Washington State. I'm like, oh shit, I lost. And Pedro's just like, yeah, I came all the way from Chile. We're all like, fuck, none of. All right, screw it. He wins. He came out the furthest just for this camp. So that man had it. He's crazy, and he had a great match with Tony Vincidas, and right there in the showcase at the end, getting creamed by Satnam was awesome for us to watch. But we were like, balls. That he took a hell of a pounding.
Yeah. So that's great. So what does it feel like knowing that you and Pedro, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, and it's crazy because when I saw like your when I saw the video, read the comics, a lot of people were talking about Pedro Pablo as well too. But what does it feel like being one of two South Americans to go to the Nightmare Factory and graduate? How does it feel knowing that the two of you actually have opened doors for many? And I know there are going to be many other South Americans that are going to pass through the Nightmare Factory. But what does it feel like to be the first two that kicked open those doors for the rest of your fellow countrymen?
I mean, it feels great. I like to inspire and motivate. Kind of give any coaching or mindset as best possible about it. My background is also in teaching martial arts, so you know, being able to relate to people and just kind of give any tidbit that I can. It's awesome if someone's just like, I don't know, it's hard. I'm like, it is, but you don't know who you inspire. You don't know where things end up. You just be the best person that you can. Kind of talk with everybody. Just be humble, and doors open one way or another. So
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty awesome that you guys are actually you're from the same continent as I am, and you're definitely, because I always say like you have a lot of people from Australia, a lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from Asia. I haven't seen a lot from Africa yet, but I have a feeling that's going to happen soon too. But you do have a lot of South Americans, and like to see like South Americans shining, that's a pretty awesome thing there, And I definitely hope more of it happens. So I just got two more questions before I pass over to Rob. I know Rob has a couple of questions for you as well. So my second to last question is, um, now that Nightmare Factory is over and whatnot, you got your win. You left on the high road as a winner. Who are your top five that you want to wrestle in the near future? They can be from anywhere. I mean, because wrestling is unpredictable. But who would you want to wrestle? Who are your top five that you want to wrestle?
Um, if we're going on it, you know, uh, first two are probably going to be a long shot because I think they're right at the very end of their career. But it would be Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio. I think it would
Okay.
just be fun to have a good match with them. Part into it, I would definitely, depending who I can have as a tag partner, I'd go against Chun and Roses C4. I'd love to, tangle with them. And kind of going into that, Tony Mancidas, he's in Jersey, love him, cool dude. But we had some fun matches going against each other. Could definitely do banter, just kind of being silly, but good chemistry there. And probably my other one would possibly be maybe Kota Ibushi.
Okay. Wow. That's a pretty great list here. As a matter of fact, C4. Whew, those I'm gonna say it right now. Those guys are gonna go very far the way they're going. I just saw they won some tag team titles, and they were bloodied. That must have been a heck of a match.
Yeah, I
And
kind
I
of saw
was
the
like,
video
wow,
of
these
Sean
guys.
bloodied up, and I was like, all right, that's they worked hard tonight. They must have they must have gotten a win. Hopefully,
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. Like and I hope I get the chance to actually take in a show. But the Pacific Northwest scene is something about it that makes it just so unique. I don't know what it is there, and also the West Coast, like California. For some reason, the wrestling there just feels different. I don't know what it is. And I've seen wrestling in Texas. I've seen it in New Jersey, New York. I've even seen it in Florida. I haven't seen it in the Midwest yet. Hopefully, one day I will. But for some reason, it's something about that side of the country that just gives you a different vibe in regards to pro wrestling. I don't know what it is.
yeah. All I know is the Northwest. If they love you, they love you. They'll show you great love. C4 gets it all the time. Even I know they're up there, which is Pacific Northwest with West Coast is a slight difference, but they still get love. And NJPW strong, and I know that's straight in California, so good for them, and I'm hoping the best for them going forward still.
Yeah. So my last question, and I hope this is not too personal, but you're a mass wrestler, but your mass is not rare. Well, not rare, but not common because I've seen it with several other wrestlers. But what made you go with the half face instead of the traditional like full covered a la um Pentagon Black, Ray Phoenix? Because there's like one or two I could probably count on my hand, like Bandito, who actually have the half mask covering on their face. Like, what made you decide to go with that um as
Um,
opposed to the traditional one? Was there like a significance, or it's just like you want to stand out, you want to let people know, yo, you're masked, but you're not like the other person?
so it's actually kind of a blend into it. I looked at it. Guillermo's in the class with me. He had the kind of traditional, got it custom made. But with that, like if you have a mask, it's kind of hard to do the long hair. And for now, like I like to keep the long hair. And I saw Bandito's mask. I was like, that looks pretty badass. Um, and this kind of came around, and so I have several of these, and I was just like, you know what, this kind of looks cool. A little bit kind of like Bandito, but a slight different feel to it, very breathable, and yeah, it's just to stand out. And I was like, you know what, I got a variety of them. Let's rock with this, and see how I can modify them over time.
Awesome. But I just gotta say, man, keep it up. Honestly, with the mask thing, I see it. I see something that's very unique. For some reason, and I'm not making fun of you. I could see you definitely coming out with some wrestlers, like they have that one theme song, or they have, like, Finn Balor has the Demon, or Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson has the Final Countdown. Or Taz used to come out with the black towel over his head, you knew business was about to pick up. For some reason, I could see you coming out with a certain color of that mask, maybe the Colombian flag, maybe some war colors, but I could see you coming out and that mask is in, like, uh-oh, this man's about to mess stuff up. Like, Kizo's about to whoop some butt, and it's not going to be pretty. I can definitely see you doing that. So you know, I give you kudos to that too. That's something that's unique. And a lot of times, people may look at it like, oh, it's strange, but when it starts growing, when it starts becoming popular, that's when the inspiration starts.
Yeah, and they, like you said, if they're like, oh, that's a little odd, but if they ask someone later in the show, is like, what do you remember about the show? It's like, dude with the mask. It was different. So I was like, hey, whatever helps you remember me. So.
Oh yeah. So with that being said, I'm definitely going to turn over to Rob. I know Rob has a couple questions for you. By the way, if you're a Marvel or DC person, he's probably gonna have a million questions for you. But Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, man. Thanks, Remy. So, man, yeah. So, how are you doing, man? I know you were saying it was hot earlier, man. Because yeah, I feel you. Because I'm over here in Delaware, man. Over where you're at, man. Yeah, we probably got about the same weather. So, yeah.
It's pretty much right under DC. It's muggy and humid as hell. So,
hmm
living grew up in the
Yeah,
area, so
tomorrow's
I'm
going to
used
get
to it.
bad. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to get even worse. It's supposed to be like close to 100, and I'm like, AC day. Hanging with the dogs. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like 95 all week here. It's just not going to
Yeah.
be a pretty.
Yeah, I did hear it's going to cool down around the weekend because we have a show for 1CW on the 9th, and yeah, hopefully it's going to cool down, because man, it sucks putting up that ring when it's like, yeah, it's all hot and stuff, you trying to do that and then you got to do the show. It's like, woo, oh man. So I do got to ask, I mean, you're in the DMV area, man, but I always say I'm in the DMV area, but I'm like, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. You're, DC, Maryland, Virginia. You're on the other side, like Maryland, Western Shore. I got the Maryland, Eastern Shore, DMV, so, how's it over there, wrestling, man? You got a lot of shows that way, kicking butt over that way, all that good
Um,
stuff.
I've been looking into it. There's like a couple around, and for now, like I said, I just kind of I need to like rehash over a bit of my basics.
Mhm.
But I know Virginia Beach has a couple, and they also have some shows I think around Richmond. Otherwise, it's Maryland. Just gotta kind of reach out and see who if just an extra person. Like I said, for now is just trying to get in, take some bumps, kind of get through it. Kind of get my basics back into it, get the feel. Just talk with people, chat up, see how it clicks, and kind of have the ball start rolling around.
That's right, man. I'm with you on that. I know Maryland Championship Wrestling. They have a school. Is it over by Baltimore somewhere? Somewhere around over that way.
Yeah, it's like Ellicott City, and I looked
Okay.
into it,
Yeah. Okay.
and it just not a place I can go train. It's in the week, and I'm like, I'm not gonna ever make that. So there's a place in
Okay.
Shawsville, Virginia, further south, but I think
Mhm.
they have a school open there like every Sunday. So I would just take
Okay.
advantage of that to kind of go every other Sunday, get some training in. I think they also do a couple shows themselves, and just
Mhm.
kind of get a feel, see how things start rolling around there.
That's cool, man. Yeah, because I was going to mention, man. I come from a Workhorse Wrestling Training Center, man. We're here in Delaware, and I was going to say, yeah, but we go we're during the week, I mean, yeah, like you said, you get the weekend, so yeah. I was gonna say, man, it would depend on where you're at. It might be, close about the same distance, MCW, Delaware, depending on, where you're at.
Yeah, no, yeah. Send me the info. I'm in. Yeah, I'd like to know.
Oh yeah, man, yeah, because everybody pretty much there, we all train. You have one CW, man, where it's all homegrown talent, pretty much. Yeah, just send it. Yeah, Hardy and them, man, resume, all that good stuff, man. If you email me, I'll give you the names, to hit up, man.
Yeah, no, sounds great.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
So do you
man.
have any
Let's
shows?
get this man to one CW, man.
Oh man, yeah, I got you. I got you, no problem.
Yeah. My bad, man.
We don't. I don't think we have any masked wrestlers in one CW, man. We don't have anybody masked in there, so we definitely need one.
There you go. Hey, Hardy, Carlson, I know y'all see this, man. Give this man a chance, man. It's something unique, something different from 1CW. And plus, you got a Nightmare Factory wrestler on your roster. Come on,
Okay,
guys. You know what it is and what's up.
that's right.
Go ahead, Rob. My
That's right.
bad.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, yeah. And our tag team division, man, we're doing the thing, man. Yeah, we have people from the Monster Factory coming down. I mean, all that good stuff, man. Yeah, so yeah, man, we got a bustling tag team division, man. If you're still trying to do tag team wrestling and all, man. So yeah, dude, yeah, that's awesome.
Tag team, being a faction. Hey, we can go Freebirds rules.
Man, I was in training, man. I never trained to be like a wrestler. I know like the basics, because I'm ref, ring announcer, and all that. But they had to put me through stuff, man. I've done practice matches and stuff, and tag team was great. You know what I mean? 'Cause like I'm old, I'm in my 40s. You know what I mean? So it's like, whoo, you know what I mean? For 20, over 20 years, I slept all day and partied all night. So that tag team wrestling saves me. Oh man.
Yeah, no,
So I
they're
gotta
fun.
ask.
They're a lot of work, but hey, you pull it off together with each other, and it can steal the show.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They had the yeah, all that good stuff going on, man. Yeah, tag team wrestling is the best, man. So, yeah, man. But I have to wrap this up, man. I just got an emergency thing come up on my thing. So before I go, pass it on, man. Are there any new movies and TV shows that you're into right now?
So, kind of to what Remy said, oddly enough, I'm a DC and I'm a comic book nerd. So actually, I love DC and Marvel.
Ooh,
Have
ooh.
I'm trying to do half sleeves of DC characters and Marvel characters. Um,
Oh man.
so I
Oh man. That's awesome.
so I just finished watching the Flash movie, which I thought was okay, not the greatest, but when the benchmark is Green Lantern, and unfortunately that was not the prettiest movie at all. Flash did fine.
Yeah.
Rewatched Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 2. I thought those are good.
Mhm.
And kind of just been also watching the new Star Wars shows coming out. I think they're doing great. I like the way that they draw out the story. I think it's a better way upon these characters, how they're built, how the story is done. Sometimes you just try to do a movie, it's too much. It's too short.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
thing that was the biggest fail with Green Lantern. Like you try to do a movie. That should have been a
Yeah.
show straight up, and one that you
Mhm.
can literally season per season. Maybe you actually could have introduced from Guy Gardner to Jon Stewart to Kyle Rayner, and then Hal Jordan. Like you could have really built that better than just trying to do a 2-hour movie that unfortunately was not worth it.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, right now like I've been loving Ahsoka. Saw the first 2 episodes. I'm
Okay.
not trying to binge through it because I don't feel like waiting. I mean, binge it
Yeah.
now. I'm gonna binge it later. So I was like, I
Yeah.
got episode 1 and 2, and I was like, I better stop myself. So
That's right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm with you on like the Marvel stuff, man. I think, man, they've oversaturated it a little bit, man, putting too much stuff out or whatever, man. Because I tried to get into Secret Invasion. I was like, Now Star Wars though, man, I'm into that stuff, man. I haven't seen Ahsoka yet, but the Obi-Wan, man, that was great. I mean, like they brought Darth Vader back, where he fought that second sister, and then that when he fought Obi-Wan, it was like I realized how easy he took it on Luke back then. You know what I mean? It was like,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
Vader could have really messed Luke up, man, if he really wanted to, man. It was like, gosh, oh man. So yeah, before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to say thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on and chat with us. I wish you nothing but the best in your future, taking gold, just like you want, man.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I'm just, really trying to get back out there and just have fun with it. You know, for me, I think most of the guys in the class I had, they like to do more singles. Some are really good tag team. I kind of had the different feels. Like I'd really rather go with the tag team more. It kind of think it just builds a better foundation for then eventually to go into singles competition. You kind of have that fan base. They can kind of see your character as a natural progression where sometimes you just try to push too much about yourself that it just doesn't, bode well or doesn't do too great. I
Hmm.
think, for me, the best example is kind of like Dudley's, Hardy, Steiner's, they and Edge and Christian, they started from tag and that slowly helped them both build a character with each other that just overall, once they went single, everyone was so comfortable seeing it didn't seem like it was just shoved down your throat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, I get you on that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to Remy, man. I hope you keep on kicking butt and doing your thing, man.
Thanks, man. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Rob.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Kiza, I just gotta say, man, on behalf of myself, Rob Bass, and our other co-host, Kathleen, who couldn't be here tonight. We wish you all the best. We wish you all the best with your wrestling career, and we hope you get to wrestle all your dream opponents and whatnot. It could happen, trust me. I've seen that wrestling is actually unpredictable. You never know what's gonna happen, and we wish you all the best and whatnot. And best believe once we see you in the big time, we'll definitely be cheering for you. Glad that you put in the hard work and you're getting rewarded for it. Before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out when your next appearance is, or purchase Kiza merchandise? And where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
So, it's funny you say that. I had a different Instagram account because I really don't do too much social. I'm busy doing other stuff, so I kind of keep myself limited. But so you can find me on Instagram, FYP period Kiza. Um, and you'll find me there, and have it pretty much connected. Just hit me up anytime, and I'm fairly open to bookings and just anything else. And yeah, I'm trying to from there do any merchandising I can. I also do tend to do a podcast. I'll probably put more information about it on there. I did have another Instagram page, mostly with the podcast. So kind of talking with Rob. I love DC and anything comic book related. So I have a podcast called I should actually space out on the name right now with my co-host, but we both just we talk about shows, movies, anything coming out. We both love Deadpool, so that's kind of where it started. But yeah, so just FYP period Kiza on Instagram. You'll find me there, and just let me know, and I'll get back as much information as I can, and keep updating everything.
Awesome. Well, for those of y'all that heard, he's actually on social media. Definitely go to hit up his Instagram. Follow this man. He's doing great things. 1CW. Sean Carlson, Sean Hardy, Rob Bass. Y'all heard this man's in your area. Give this man a chance. Let that man come work one of y'all shows, man. Nightmare Factory alumni, man. You can't go wrong with that. He's right there. But anyways, with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is kind of rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. But before I partake in those activities, maybe not in that particular order, if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a couple of cool places every now and then. You can find me on Twitter and Twitter X and Instagram and Threads at the Remy Blue. I'm also on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue as well. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter X, Instagram, and Threads at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify. We're also on not Threads. We're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts. We have tank tops. We have hoodies. We have sweatshirts. Fall's coming, that cold weather. Why not stay warm with a Ringside Society hoodie? Show your love for wrestling and stay warm. Or let that love for wrestling keep you warm. And actually, funny thing we mentioned, we actually have our first ever pro wrestler inspired t-shirt as well. Our first one. There may be more in the future, but right now there's only one, and it's actually inspired by a mutual friend of ours, Kiza, the Diamond Sheik. That's right. You can definitely check out our luxury edition brand t-shirt inspired by the Diamond Sheik. It's on our Teespring store now, available. Definitely check it out. All proceeds go back into keeping our show afloat. They did not go back into our pockets. And last but not least, we also have a YouTube channel where we have cool interviews like this one, like the one we have with Ryan Dotson, the Diamond Sheik, the Renegade Twins, and many other great men and women from not just the Nightmare Factory, but from pro wrestling in general. You can find all those cool episodes on our YouTube channel. All you gotta do is type in Ringside Society when you go to YouTube. And once you see that really handsome, beautiful, dark blue and light blue yin yang sound, the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. And as a matter of fact, I'm feeling so good right now. I'm feeling so happy. Today is not only Taco Tuesday, but today is also WB NXT. I'm gonna let y'all in on a heads up, not a sneak preview, a heads up. We'll actually be having one of your fellow Nightmare Factory alumni, a man by the name of the Silver Fox from Camp 3. That's right. He'll be joining us, and he'll be talking about his time in the Nightmare Factory as well. So until then, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to, and we're not going to stop doing that. And to those of you that are going to listen later on, you get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we just go away, well, like myself at the Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well and aware. Myself, Rob Bass, Kathy Knight, Crystalini 200, and Albert Armageddon, collectively, we know that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. So with that being said, I'm going to say it one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the Nightmare Factory Camp 5, and one time for the first ever Colombian American wrestler trained at the Nightmare Factory, who's going to make more history for all my fellow wrestling fans in Delaware. Watch our first 1CW debut. We're going to speak this into existence. Kiza, where the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, will be back this Thursday with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just have 4 favors for y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Peace.